Perfect. All right, guys, let's get this started. All right, so this group, this is called Big Picture Gators. Welcome. I'm glad that all of you guys are here. My name is Dayton Killy-Keepy. I want to first give a shout out to my amazing team, Erica, Giselle, and Manish. These individuals have literally been instrumental behind the scenes, collecting information, collecting data, sending out links. Manish has been creating PDFs, getting everybody set, all the barriers. So real quick, all the barriers that we have been going through for the past 2 weeks, he has literally made it where you just walk through those barriers that we have been coming in. And we have seen EMDs, we have seen PMLs, we're actually on Tuesday, if God blesses us, we'll be doing our first gap lending. And what we want to do here is we want to show you guys how to do it. We know that each and every one of you guys are here for a purpose. You guys want to step outside of the norm. You guys want to do things that has not been given to you. And no matter what the circumstances they are, whether you have PTSD, depression, anxiety, you were poor, you were whatever it is, when you come here, you're family. When you come here, you're part of the big pictures of Gators. And what we want to do for you guys is show you guys step by step how we're going to do it. And our goal, our ultimate goal for all of us is to get everybody on the same page within the next 90 days, ready to move, ready. And that's not to say it's going to take you 90 days to get on a deal, because once they come through the pipelines, we are ready to move, and we're going to help JV every single deal. We're going to help to provide all the paperwork, all the documents. We'll even help you reach out to title companies. And just know that when we give you guys, there will be homework. So when we give you guys this homework, just do it, because know that we have to enjoy every process that we go through. That way, when the process comes up and we're trying to explain it to somebody, we'll be able to just walk through it with no problem. So with all of that being said, the first thing that I want us to do, and I want us to do this together, is I want to create a family type of group, not just somewhere where we come to a discussion. And I'm sorry, this will be long-winded for now, but it's because we were trying to get through this. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to call this the Gator step. And what we're going to do is we are literally this is what I want everybody to do. So right now, I want everybody to close their eyes. I want you to take a deep breath. Then I want you to lift your arms like you are locking arms with every single person in this room right now. I want you to do that with me. Lock your arms with every single Gator in this room right now. And I want you to imagine you taking one step forward. Boom. Now, every single one of us just took one step on our path to greatness. And thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for taking this step with me and being ready to get on this journey, so that way each and every single one of us can literally help millions of people become financially free, help millions of people to step away from their 9-to-5s. And this first step we just took together. Guys, from here on out, every single time we meet up, I want us to start with us locking our hands, because every single week that we get together, we need to take one more step forward, and we need to do it together. Okay? So thank you guys. That's our first foundational thing. Erica, go ahead. You can take it away.
Thank you so much, Dayton. And that's so important. We all need to definitely make sure we're locking arms and taking one step forward together. I think that mission, the vision, the goal, we're all in this with each other. Gosh, we've got so many backgrounds, walks of life, but we all have that vision, right, to be financially free for one reason or another, for a million different little things or a million different big things, guys. So Dayton, thank you for really just being bold and getting out there and being that leader and that voice that we all we're all new to this, and we're all looking for this community to really embrace each other and to help us get to those next phases and to keep taking those steps. So thank you. So just a little bit, guys, is housekeeping. I want to make sure that everybody has, make sure that you guys complete your onboarding link. I want to make sure that you fill that out, because it's really, really important that we get to understand you guys, your goals, what you're able to do, because like what Dayton said, as we start getting all of these deals in, as we start getting deals going, guys, we're going to have so much fun divvying these out. And we need to know who's ready to do what. Okay. And obviously these are going to change, and we're going to be able to do more and more different types of deals as we grow, but make sure that in that onboarding form is filled out. That's how we definitely get to understand what types of deals are going to be a good fit for you guys if you want to take them. Okay. And we'll definitely explain more. I know this is abbreviated. So just make sure that also Facebook Messenger, guys, we're going to be communicating in our Facebook Messenger chat group. So make sure you guys join that. What Giselle and I will do collectively is we'll make sure that we go ahead, and after you complete that onboarding form, Manish, remind me that you are doing the messenger link as well in that email when they click that onboarding form.
Yeah, so that the onboarding email is going to get them two things. One is, of course, the Zoom link, and the second one is the messenger link.
Perfect. Okay.
So Giselle, if we can paste the onboarding form over here for the folks who have not filled it up. In that way, they can make sure that they are going to get all the resources that we share over email. It's very important that you fill up this onboarding form. Otherwise, you are not going to get next sets of emails that we are going to send out. So every week we have been sharing something. Last week we shared EMD request form. This week also we are going to share something which is going to be part of your homework. I don't want to run, ahead of the slides. So I'll let Erica finish, and then I'll talk about that.
Thank you. No, I just wanted to double check, because I know as we're growing, right, we want to make sure we streamline and automate things for you guys. Okay. So I just wanted to double check with Manish. He's in the background doing a lot of the automation. So when the onboarding form is filled out, you guys will get an email that will have the Facebook Messenger group to join. That's super important. Make sure you join that. Then also our Facebook Messenger, our Facebook group, guys, we're actually going to have our own Facebook group that's coming soon for just the Big Picture Gators, guys. So again, this is going to be pretty fantastic with this tight-knit family, as we're all in different walks of life and as far as the journey goes of the Gator. It doesn't matter where you're at. You guys are all super, super important to us. Okay. So don't ever feel like, well, I just started and I barely even opened it up. It doesn't matter. You're here and we need you. You guys are all important, and we want you to know that you mean a lot to us, and don't ever feel embarrassed, okay, about bringing anything to the table. So so next week's homework, we are going to have homework, because guys, we need accountability. We need each other. Like Dayton said, we all need to be taking those next steps, whether it's tonight or whether it's throughout the week, right? So let's understand what a mutual release state is. Okay. We've heard, if you haven't heard Pace talk about it, you will. Also, title company calling, going over the title company calling script that's going to be emailed to us. I can't read that. Hold on one second. Let me minimize that.
That will be emailed out to everyone. Whoever has filled up the onboarding form, they're going to get the onboarding script, the calling script.
Thank you. We're gonna find and call 4 title companies. Ooh, that's exciting.
Yep, let's go.
We're going to find if that's a mutual release state or not, right? And then let's talk about this submitting your progress and this $20 gift card incentive. I want to know more about that, guys.
Let's keep that until the end.
Okay. All right. So basically, that's just the agenda. That's what we're going to go over today. Okay. And we're keeping it very abbreviated. Moving forward, we're going to really start doing deep dives, asking questions, and making sure we're bringing you content that is, very important for us to take those next steps, locking arms. Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
Guys, before we move on, could you disable the chat so I can send the form real quick, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think Erica has the control. Yeah.
Here we go. Go ahead and give it a shot. There you go.
Thanks a lot,
It's there.
Giselle, for that one. Okay, so let me move on to the next slide. Okay, so thanks a lot, Erica, Dayton, and Giselle has been super helpful in the background, collecting emails, sending out onboarding form. So appreciate all the help everyone has provided, for the group to come together. So I'm going to give you overview of the deals that we have worked on in last 5 or 7 days, and we closed our first deal today. We should get our checks sometimes, next in next couple of days. So that one
Let's
was.
go.
Yeah. So what we want to do is, my goal here and the goal of the group is, to bring at least 300 deals to this group in next 3 months. In that way, all this Gator family can, have something to bite upon. We all want to grow. We all want to get some deals under our belt. So I'm going to give you a complete flow of how the deals were, how did we get the deals, how did we process it, and how we made sure, we are protected next week. But I wanted to let you know that the 2 deals that we worked on were gap funding deals and the EMD funding deals. So the gap funding one, we did not even use our own money. We found someone who was interested to lend money, and we just helped, get the finder's fee over there. We have documented the entire process, how to protect their money, how to keep contingencies, how to talk to the title companies, ensure that the lender is protected as well. Because when you bring the deal and when you are facilitating a deal, you need to ensure that the lender is protected, because the lender is believing in you, and you need to make sure you build that trust and keep that trust going forward, if you want to sustain the business for a longer time. So that's what we did with one of the gap funding deal. We are closing another one on Tuesday, which is again a gap funding deal. So and these are good lessons for you to learn, because we had to understand, just like what Pace says, right? No one taught them in the beginning. Likewise, there is nothing out there for gap funding in even the Gator training, right? So we figured out things by ourselves. We made sure everyone is protected, we are safe, and we have documented the process, and I'm going to share it next week with you guys. EMD funding is still work in progress. There are 2 deals in there. One is having an inspection period, and the other one doesn't have any inspection period. So now we got 2 different cases to work upon. We are going to understand both of them and bring the results back to you guys. That's it on the deals. And I wanted to update on the next steps, what we want to give you as a homework. So today's session, we want to keep it small, because I know everyone or most of us have been out from that AI challenge, and everyone's brain must be fried by now, and it's Friday. So what we want you to do is, although the first page said 4 title companies, we want you to call 5 title companies. I do not want you to call more than 1 title company a day. And the reason for that is, I want you to start thinking in a different way. We want to have a consistent plan every single day. The plan is, call just 1 title company, analyze what went well, what you learned from it, and what you could do better before you make the next call next day. This is what we are going to do this for the week. Next week, we are going to call 2 title companies a day, right? And that's how we keep on multiplying. But the idea is to do it consistently. And these guys at title company are super nice, right? Don't be scared to talk to them. They are helpful. They need more business. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. So, and what we are going to do is, we are going to share a form with you guys over the email. Again, whoever has filled up the onboarding form will be able to submit the details of the title company through those forms. And we are going to have 3 lucky winners. The more forms you fill up, more chances you get to win those $20 gift card. So we will have 3 winners. Each will be getting $20 Amazon gift card. So this is your homework for this week, the week that's coming. And I'm going to send you a script and how you approach the title companies. How do you tell them what you offer, and how do you work with them to get the list of the wholesalers, or find out the wholesalers that need EMD money. And that's a fruitful relationship. That's a very good lead, because the most common question asked is, where do I get the leads from? Where do I get the leads from, right? Where do I network? So networking is done in Facebook. Everyone is doing that. The another source of lead is the title company. And the script is going to be very good. I have worked with Tony, and he is going to be there sometimes, probably next week. I have to talk to him and get him onboarded for coming on to our Zoom session next week. But we want to do it in a reverse way. I don't want to call Tony first and then, you guys go and talk. I want you to talk first for 1 week. Tony comes in and then he explains you, and then it will, help you understand, oh, I could have done this better. Right. So we are going to do things a bit differently.
Yep.
And we are going to 10x our growth.
That's right. That's right. Hey guys, so real quick, when you look at this, you're not looking at this as homework. You're looking at this as financial freedom. You're looking at this as your next step to leaving your 9 to 5. So when you wake up and you call that title company, or if it's in the afternoon, when you call them like you're already financially free and your partner's been doing business for 100 years, because that's what's happening. When just because you haven't done a deal, we are one family. That means if one deal is done, all deals is done. And this is how we need to take these steps to keep moving forward. So this next week, when you guys go out and you start building your consistency and you guys start actually putting forth the work, what does Pace always say? We have to take action. There's no different when we come here. Matter of fact, let me say this. When you came and you signed up for Gator, you knew you had to not be lazy in order to do it, because there is nothing on this planet that you can get out of it without putting work in it. You get past that point and you enjoy that process, everything will open up. The floodgates will open. So with that being, that's all I wanted to say on that part, you guys.
Okay, I do want to open up the floor for questions, please. And if you guys have any feedback, if there is a way you would want us to conduct these sessions, we are very much open to the feedback from the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we stop sharing screens and start letting individuals come in? Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Guys, I'm loving the comments in the chat since we did turn it on. Erica says exactly the community I was looking for. Thank you for the value. Kristen was having trouble getting into the Facebook chat. I told her to just friend me. We'll see if that works. Ted Tech, what's up? This is dope. Awesome. So happy to have you. Beth Banner, so much value. Thank you. Lots of hearts from Nori, from Marie. This is great. Thank you. So pumped from Giselle. Jorge, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Consistency is key. Guys, we're super stoked. I mean, you're talking about like,
I want to answer Edgar. Where's Edgar at? I want to answer that question.
Where's he?
So Edgar, real quick. I started March 11th, and on March 11th, when I went through that Gator class, I literally 19 minutes in, and I told Pace to his face, I said this to his face. I said, 19 minutes in, I started crying because you literally gave me the breakthrough that I was looking for. So I've been in real estate since 2019. I've done fix and flips. I have rental properties. We do single families. Me and Manish are actually going to start working on a sub-2 deal. And we're going to break all these processes down. But now let's get back to how we met. So I started March 11th. That very next week, Pace was like, hey, there's a meetup in Venice Beach. So I'm like, wow, I have a job, but is my job my future? I decided that very second that it was not. And so I booked a flight. I hopped on a plane. I went down to Venice Beach, and I'm intermingling with, like, I would say, what, Manish, a couple hundred people there?
Yeah, maybe 400, 500 people.
Maybe 400 and 500 people were there. And out of, I have like 90 different interviews on my because I had videotaped everybody so I could see. And I was so very humbled and so very gracious that I got to meet Manish. Manish literally has been so instrumental in moving us forward. And guys, when I tell you, like, everything is automated. When he sends out these emails, you are like 10 steps ahead of people who have been doing this for 6, maybe 9 months, depending on where they are at in their walk. And that's not to say anything about them. All we're trying to say is, like, when we come here, it's because we're literally taking time away from our families. We're trying to start a community of individuals who want to be financially free. So to answer your question, I met Erica online, Facebook. Giselle, the same thing through Erica. And Manish, I met March 11th. And I was like, Manish and I were like, how do we be able to get a group of individuals who are like-minded like us, who are willing, eager, ready to learn, accept what is being presented to them, and then create this group. And so that's how it basically started. It was individuals, right, who were so used to doing things by themselves, becoming more than themselves to create something more. Imagine this, guys. Imagine just, so right now there's 33 people in here. Imagine all 33 people just had $1,000 and we all started JVing deals on EMDs at $30,000. Within three of them, we would be at $160,000 just by taking that money and putting it back in and allowing us to keep growing and keep moving forward. Guys, this is the mentality that we have to have. We have to have a family orientated, or a congregation, or a tribe, whatever word you want to use. So I think I got off topic, but you guys, that is how we met. And I am so glad. I am very, very humbled. I am super blessed to have each and every one of you guys in my life, because all 33 of you, my expectation in the next, I said 90, MJ, I know I did. But there's so many deals in the pipeline, you guys, that we can all eat and everybody would be so, so happy. And that's what it needs to be about. But we have to take these initial steps to move forward and learn the process. Call the title companies, reach out, find out what states are mutual states. It's simple tasks that will allow you to move freely and be able to lend freely without even any worries or issues. So sorry, yeah. I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you, Dayton. So Dayton is full of positive energy, and once you start working with him, you are going to get addicted to him. That's all I can say. So I think Parker has asked a question saying, okay, there was a deal which was posted on Facebook which said 4,000 EMD required and they're going to pay just $1,000. Guys, I was so pissed off when I saw that one. Please do not lowball, do not low value yourself, because once we start that, race to bottom, it's going to impact us in the long run, right? It is okay to say no to deals. There was a lady who reached out to me today saying, okay, I need $115,000. I'm going to give you 12% in 6 months. And I said, not happening, not doing that. It's okay to say no to them, because we don't want to do deals like that and, keep our money blocked for 6 months and not making, out of that 100, we can make $200,000, not just, 12 or 13%. So it's okay to say no to deals. Deals will come. We will help you. We will bring deals on this group. And just, believe in us, believe in the process that we establish, and we will all succeed. Any other questions on the group?
Oh, yeah. Melody says, I don't have my credit. Thoughts on using my own funds on Gator? Because I have heard Pace say, if you absolutely need to, to get going, sure, of course he has a preference. But Manish or Dayton, your thoughts on that? Thoughts on using her own funds on Gator?
I can take that one. So I am going to start with using my own funds because I have funds. I have my other business that is for staffing. I have my personal funds that I'm going to invest into my LLC and use that, because I'm not going to wait for the credit to build and then start making money. The money is just earning me 0.01% interest sitting at Chase Bank. I would rather, use it to make more money and then pay it back. Once, I have made money, I can just pay it back to my personal account from there. So if you have money, do try to use it. Use your own discretion at how much you want to use. You don't want to use everything. use whatever you're comfortable with.
Yep, absolutely correct. And me as well. I'm using my own personal capital until I build my business credit up. And guys, real quick, you guys had just made me think about something, and this is big picture stuff. I also, sometime down the line, I'm going to introduce the money multiplier to help set you guys up to become your own banks. Me and my older brother are actually walking this process right now with Money Multiplier, and I'm going to do a step-by-step to show you how to become your own bank. And again, this is big picture stuff. We have so many things lined up that we just need to get out there to you guys to help and grow this community. Like I'm telling you, by the time we get done, if everybody is not $100 million or more, we did you an injustice, because there's so much out here for every single one of us to chomp on that is it's just so amazing to even just think about. We are literally at the precipice of moving forward right now, right? What we're doing right now. So I'm sorry, guys. I am just so excited because I've been through it all. I've seen it all. I've just like, wow, how do you go from this to this?
Yeah.
Because of me, go ahead. Sorry, brother.
So I think Josh has a question saying, okay, are we limited only to title companies in some states where our LLC is created? I would say, try to call different states. Reason for that one is you understand, what mutual real estate is, what mutual real estates are not there. So today I called a title company in, I think, Tennessee or Georgia, and they said, we don't have deed of trust here, we have security of deeds. So then my question was, what's the difference between the two? And she explained me what the difference is. So more variations you have, more understanding you will have, you will learn different things, different words, your vocabulary would increase. And it's not too difficult. Until this morning, I did not knew what security of deed was, but now I know what it is. So yes, absolutely call different states, try to reach out to different title companies. You will get some people who don't understand. So I reached out to one lady today, Jackie, and she said, I'm an expert in wholesaling. They are a privately owned title company, and they were more than happy to, connect with me. And she gave me her personal phone number saying, okay, text me whenever you want to. So, build relationship and, things will be good going forward.
And there is two companies, you guys. There's there's title companies and then closing companies, but the process is still the same. So limited, you are not. Don't ever limit. We have no limit in our vocabulary. That's gone. Don't ever limit yourself, because even if there's nothing that we could do, we'll come up with some type of creative finance and we'll work it through.
I think too, it's important to keep in mind that, sorry, Manish, if I interrupted, since we're going to be doing deals with we're going to be JVing, and we're not just going to be JVing with people from our own, where we're living, we're going to be JVing with all around the country. So the more title companies we know, I think that will work with us, with our process, it's going to be better to have more relationships throughout the whole group.
Absolutely. And to that point, I think Parker is saying I'm a sub-2 student with 20 years background as mortgage lender, right? So
wow,
Parker, you can be a great group, right? You have network to the sub-2 community, whenever they need money, bring it to the group and help the group in that way.
Absolutely. Wow.
For our group, I think we have about 10 to 11 sub-2 members. And imagine each one of them just got 10 deals to this group. It's easy to get 100 deals. So, okay, anything else on this?
Again, too, guys, that Facebook Messenger is very important. So if we're going throughout the week and you're like, oh man, I have a question, I wish I could reach out, this is why we need you guys to onboard, so we can go in there, we can check out those questions, we can bring them up, we can do a Q&A every week, 5-10 minutes in the beginning. We could do, again, another Q&A for the materials that we're going over. So guys, please, onboarding is super important. Not only does it tell us where you're at, it tells us how we can help you. It tells us how much you can lend up to, what preferences you guys are looking for. it's everything is going to be automated, and this is how you help us to automate the process and how we can help you guys to move forward.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So Daniel has another question. So I want to dedicate next few minutes on answering some of the questions that are there on the chat. So when calling title companies, do they research you? Reason I'm asking is because I do not have a website or business social media. No, it doesn't matter. They don't even have time to do that. All they are looking is to get your business. So call them even if you don't have anything set up. You don't even have to have a business, not even LLC. I'm working on a mutual title state, basic patience. Yeah, patience is a key. You are right. So I cannot read it properly, but someone asked about 401k.
What
For
about it?
using funds, probably for using funds or funding. Elmer, is that what you meant?
So
Yeah,
one of
pretty much. I know Paige said something about 401ks or whatnot. Just wanted to see how can we do that?
I can answer that one. So one of our lender for the deal that we are going to close on Tuesday, she is using her fund, and I think she has set it up through Horizon. I think it's a trust fund. I don't have all the details, but yes, she is using that fund. So the money is going to go out of that fund, and she will be, I think, paid back also into that fund. So yes, that can be done.
To add on that,
Awesome.
you need to convert your, I think you can still use your 401k, like if it's like a from your employer, but if you want to self-direct it, I think it's better if you move your funds from the 401k if you have it through like your company, your employment company, you should like set up an account with Horizon or somebody else where you have your self-directed 401k, sorry, where you can use that money to just invest in like real estate and like, whatever you make from that, it's gonna come back to your account.
So Giselle,
cool.
Just a question on that one. So whatever the growth is on that one, on that account, on that fund, is that also tax-free?
Yes. So like if you have already a 401k with your employer and you to get tax deferred from that money to transfer it to a self-directed one, you have to transfer it to the similar account. So like if you have a 401k with your employer, it has to be a self-directed 401k.
Got it.
Yeah, so right now I open a self-directed Roth IRA with Horizon, and like I can use whatever money I contribute to start investing, and whatever I make, it will come back, and then I can just use that money tax deferred.
Got it.
And can we connect the one so I could get a little bit more information as you know the details of that, or connect me to the person?
Yeah, I'll look for a link and I'll send it to you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for the great question. Thank you.
Yeah, Mary says, I love energy of Dayton. I feel so blessed to be here. That's good to hear.
What is Money Multiplier from J. Lauren Parker, Dayton?
Oh man. Okay, so I'll just tell you. So real quick, guys, and this is a total different topic. I'm thinking this will come out once everybody has been doing what we need everybody to do. I'm thinking 3 months, 90 days, and then I want to introduce this to the group. So what the Money Multiplier is, it's basically, so let's say hypothetically you throw $100,000 into the bank or into the Money Multiplier, which is whole life insurance. Then what you do is you go ahead and take that money out. So there's an interest to it. Now, when you're paying the money back, so the 100,000 is still here, even though you borrowed the 100,000. Okay, this is the easiest way I'm going to explain this. Now, when you take this out, it will probably be at like a 7% gain in interest. But because you're going to be paying it back through a monthly payment that you're already paying anyway, it's going to be probably, depending on what it is that you set up, but mine will be like 9%. So I'll be gaining compounding interest 15% on my own money that I borrowed. And here's like the cherry on top. Not only does it not count against you on your credit, not only does it continue to grow every single day at a 7% rate, but once it keeps compounding, you'll have to set up a separate one, which you continue to set these up. So one policy could be 200,000, and you have another policy that's 200, 200, 200, 200, and you can literally combine all of them and take them all out at one time. You're come back now, let's say it's at $1 million, getting 7% interest plus the interest that you're paying back. You're looking at, let's just call it 15% interest on $1 million. Tell me what bank in the world can do that? There's zero. So the whole life insurance is a whole different concept. I do want to bring that up because I do believe that every single person should become their own bank. And that's just something, that's a little part that we want to show you and what we want to bring. And guys, the EMDs, the PMLs, the gap lending, these three things are small, minute parts to what we can do with Gator. These are just small. I believe there's almost 11 different avenues that we are looking at right now on how we can eat and how we can share. So money multiplier, that's a totally different thing. I want us to focus on Gator for right now. But I just want to let you guys know, like, big picture stuff. The picture that I have is a mural that can't fit in any museum that you guys can think about across the planet, because I don't feel like, with everybody here with me right now, I feel like this group will be unstoppable, and I need everybody's help and everybody to always do their part. And if we can do that, it's next level for us. So that money multiplier, I want us to focus on Gator. Sorry, guys.
Thank you, Dayton. My friend Tony is here. Hey, Tony, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, good. How are you? Sorry, I came in late. My
No worries.
wife just got diagnosed with COVID today, so I had to deal with a bunch of kids stuff. So
sorry to hear that.
she's
we're
fine.
going through some question answers, and so the next
I
question.
just put some stuff in the chat about the solo 401k versus SDIRA, which I just set up myself, a solo 401k, which is a little different than the self-directed IRA. And there are some advantages and disadvantages depending on what you want to do. I sent a video in the chat about it by Clint Coombs, who's like one of the founders of Anderson Advisors. I don't know if you know who that is, but it's you can get into trouble investing in leveraged assets in an SDIRA, like anything that has a loan associated with it. You may have to pay taxes even though it's within a 401k or IRA. And I also put in the chat Horizon, because I was about to go with them because I was investing in Pace's syndication through my IRA 401k. And what he told me was they charge 1% assets under management. So every year, as that money grows, they're taking 1% off the top every single year, which is, I mean, that's what a money manager charges. And you're talking about, they're actually out there managing your money. These guys are just holding your money and you're making all the investments. That seemed like kind of gnarly to me. So I don't know. The solo 401k I set up, which was actually through Anderson, which is where this guy is, cost about $2,800 to set it up. And depending on how much is in it, you have to do a tax form each year, which would be about $700. But in the long run, if you look at where that can grow, and depending on how much you have in there, that 1% a year can become, if you grow that thing with these kind of returns, like it can get big and you can be paying them a lot of money. So just something to think about. There's advantages and disadvantages to both, but that video kind of covers what's good about each one. So just thought it'd be a good resource.
Thanks a lot, Tony, for sharing this one. Maybe this is something, people are pursuing self-directed IRA can pursue on the solo.
And also I'm all in on Dayton with the, the bank on yourself. I'm actually in the process of setting up one of those as well, trying to decide which group I'm going to go with. You just have to make sure you go with someone who's super reputable, who's setting it up as you have to minimize the life insurance side of it as much as possible. And it's all about your returns and your borrowing capacity out of it. It's not about life insurance at all. You have to kind of wrap your head around that, but it's very true. It's an awesome vehicle.
Yep, exactly. And again, I don't want to talk about this, but if you want to look it up, it's IBC or IBS. So, and it's a separate thing, but yeah, let's not get into that right now, but yeah, it's a good vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, great points. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Is there a preferred TC when we JV? So I reached out to about 10 TCs last week because we were working on a couple of deals, and I have 3 or 4. Our goal is to eventually get more TCs, and Erica's husband Mike is also going to join us. I'm super excited for him to join us. So he is going to be our go-to person for the TC work as he gets set up for that one. But if you guys need contact for TC, do reach out to me. I go by MJ Manish on Facebook. You can look me up on Paces group or the Gator group. With both RA. Sorry guys, if I miss any question, please unmute yourself and ask it here. Yes, we are going to have a repository of all the documents. So right now the documents are pretty raw. And I think Tony and few other folks have seen the automations that I do. I want to do similar automations for you guys. So for example, when the deal comes in, the data goes in the spreadsheet and it automatically sends out an email to the borrower saying, okay, this is the Google folder, upload all your documents in there. So that you don't, send emails, download the documents, upload it again there. You don't waste your time over there. So we will help you with those kind of automations down the road. But to begin with, you can do it manually. But the idea is to avoid manual work as much as possible, because many of you must be busy during your daytime. And this might be just a side gig to begin with.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so these are, I don't see any other questions here. Okay, I think I have answered all the questions, but if there is any other question, feel free to unmute and ask those questions. Okay, so if not, I'm pretty excited. You all have homework of reaching out to 5 title companies next week. I'm going to send you guys a script which you guys can use to call them. We are going to invite Tony next week for running us through how he approaches the title companies. I was actually on 2 calls with him when he called the title companies, and he is the one who can build relationship like this. He is pretty amazing. Tony, why don't you tell group about what you do?
Manish is always way too kind. Thank you for that. Well, no, and I appreciate that intro there. But yeah, I've been having a lot of success as far as outreach to title companies. And really, yeah, I don't know if there's time to really break it down now, but it's just approaching it like a conversation where you're really just kind of getting to know them, getting to know who the escrow agent is that deals with the real estate investors and those type of relationships. And it kind of flows through to where you're mentioning what you do as a lender and your relationship with the wholesaler, and just kind of telling them like, hey, you ask them a question, let them educate you a little bit. And then at the very end, you're letting them know, hey, this is something that I'm doing. I'm partnering with the wholesalers. And is this something that you could possibly mention to them as part of your day-to-day when it makes sense?
Yeah.
And then send them an email, kind of list bullet points of how you can add value. Obviously, you're including that your ability to lend to wholesalers. Yeah, and follow-up is the key, I think, to that. So you're mentioning it there, but it's really the foundation point for a relationship. You don't want to just call them up and say, hey, I'm a Gator lender and I do this. They're not going to know what you're talking about. But if you go in kind of like, hey, I'm a real estate investor. I use a different title company right now. I've been thinking about looking at another one that's a little bit more responsive, a little more communicative. Is that you guys? And of course, they're going to be like, yeah, that's us. And then just start asking them questions. How long have you been there? Who are you guys familiar with? With assignments, double closes, creative finance, that type of thing. Of course, they're going to be like, yeah, we do all that type of stuff. And then how long have you been there? So if you approach it like a conversation where the very last thing is, oh, and by the way, this is what I do also, which is the main point of your entire call, then you start it off there and follow up in a couple of weeks, and a couple of tips that I've given as far as how to add value, because that's what we really want to do. You can always go back to them and say, hey, I was on I was on a Facebook group for local investors here. I'm in Dallas and DFW. And I saw that somebody had asked, is there any investor-friendly title companies out there? And I thought of you guys, so I put you guys down. Hope you don't mind. Just little things like that. Of course, they're not going to be like, yeah, don't ever do that again. What were you thinking? Of course, they're going to be like, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I actually called a bunch of title companies. I'm batting 1,000. I have not had one title company where somebody has said, no, you can't send me this information. I have had some say that, no, we're not investor friendly, but I mean, whatever. But whenever I get the conversation all the way out, they're always super receptive to it. A couple of people had said, yeah, I'll absolutely start sending you stuff. And who knows, obviously I'm going to follow up with them. One person says, hey, my son's looking to get into the business. Do you have any tips for him? I mean, it's all types of stuff, but you're starting the relationship. I got invited to a meetup. So it's just a good touch point. But we should definitely approach it like a relationship building thing. You can put them like a deer in headlights because they're not familiar with what we do, what we're talking about. When you say I'm lending on EMD, I don't say that at all. It's always I'm partnering with other wholesalers. I do wholesale. I am a real estate investor. This is the type of things that I'm seeing. The economy has changed. Things are different. Hey, I joke around. Hey, Tony needs to figure out how to feed this little 1-year-old. So I'm thinking about different other things that are out there that might, be beneficial. So one of the things that I found is working with wholesalers to co-venture with them to provide earnest money funding or transactional lending. And then I asked them like, so is that something that you're seeing? Do you ever see wholesalers who ever come to the table who don't have escrow, or ones who are overextended? They're doing so many deals that they just are over leveraged. They don't have money right now. And, some of them will say no, some will say, oh, absolutely. That's something that I see. But, it's really, again, it's just to keep the conversation moving. You mention it, and then like I said, at the end, you throw in the fact that you are an EMD lender, but never in those words. I partner with other wholesalers to provide funding so that escrow can be open and we can get deals to the finish line. So it works for everybody. It works for you, it works for me, and it works for the wholesaler. And they're super receptive to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome information. Guys,
yeah.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you so much for that, Tony.
All good, man. Hopefully it can help some of you guys out.
Oh, man, that's super informational. That's things that we need to know to get us to the next step. That was just awesome, man. Thank you so much for that, Tony.
For sure. And just a quick tip too is if you're looking for just to kind of get off the ground and just to start talking immediately to investor-friendly title companies, I always go to Facebook groups, like I mentioned, and just put in the search bar of the group of, like, let's say DFW. There's like 20 different groups for real estate investors here in Dallas. And I'll just put in the search bar, investor-friendly title companies. And somebody else has already done a search and they'll give them to you already. So they're kind of teed up. So just so that you can kind of a cheat code, so you can have those kind of conversations starting off. So you're not just Googling whatever it is that you're trying to Google title companies locally, but these are guys who already deal with investors. So, but you still ask the question up front, but it's a good way to just start in and getting better leads up front, like I said, at the beginning of your outreach journey.
Great information, Tony. Thanks a lot for sharing that one. So once again, I have
Manish, I think we got one person that has a question, brother. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Sorry, go ahead. Who had question?
Yeah. Hey, since Tony mentioned about investor-friendly title companies, didn't one of the webinars about I think Sean Sinclair mentioned something that he has a list of investor-friendly title companies? Just wondering if probably that would also help us just to weed out title companies, most likely who's gonna entertain our questions.
Yeah, I think the Rob Sima has a list, but that list is only like 10 companies. But the exercise for this week, Gerald, is for us to start building that list. So each one of us is going to call about 5 companies next week, one each day. And I've pasted the Google link up here. And we are going to start using that link to submit the information about the title companies we call in. So we are going to send this link by email, but if you guys are already here, just make a copy of this one, copy this link and keep it with you guys.
I know we could talk offline. Also, if any of you guys would ever want to like go on a live Zoom and kind of maybe listen in, I'm happy to just do like a live calling session with title companies so that you guys can listen in and kind of just see how the cadence is, see the flow of everything. And if that's helpful, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know.
I would love that.
Yeah, Tony, so I wanted to reach out to you and we are going to schedule one call during the weekday, during working hour. So whoever is interested to join in during that call can join in and you can lead that call. That way, everyone can learn from you and how you approach things.
Yep,
Thanks,
perfect.
Tony.
Thank you for offering that, Tony.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
no
Tony.
problem at all. You guys are very welcome.
Thanks, Tony.
No problem.
Well, MJ, what do you think, brother? Should we conclude this meeting?
I think so. I think everyone is looking to have the Friday
Yeah.
evening with the family.
Yeah. Guys, from all of us to all of you, I'm so glad that I got to lock arms with each and every one of you guys today. I think that as we keep moving forward and we all keep growing in this Gator process, it's just going to become more fun. You guys will see that this material that we're putting out is only to get you one step closer to what it is that you're actually looking for. And so thank you guys so much for being here with us. Thank you for giving us your time. And I look forward to next Friday and every single Friday from here on out. I look forward to doing deals with each and every one of you, growing through this process with each and every one of you. So thank you guys again so much. All right. Take it easy, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Hey, Erica, real quick, before
Yes.
you jump off, I did fill out the form and I got the link for the Facebook Messenger chat,
Mhm.
but it didn't work.
Okay.
So is there another way to get on it?
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure that out without having, 100 people friend me, even though I love you guys. But go ahead and friend me, Manish. We'll have to figure out a way for people that, because some have been able to join it without being my friends. But I don't mind if you want to just like friend request me. And then, so if you look up, hold on a second. If you look up Erica, Erika,
Mhm.
Mackison,
see.
Makison.
Can you repeat that again? I lost you there for a second.
Yeah, Makis.
M-A-K?
Uh-huh.
Do you say I as S-A-N?
Yeah, Makison.
S-O-N. Sorry.
Do you see Erica Mackison? And it's Erika.
No, I don't. But I'm sure that I can try to look a little bit more in depth.
You know what? Hold on a second. William Barreto.
Barreto.
Is that
Yeah,
how you are in? Is that how you are in Pace's group or in the Gators
Yeah.
group?
Yep.
Okay. William. B-O-R. B-O-R.
It will be B-A-R-R-E-T-O.
Are you Austin?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, cool. I just added you as a friend. And
Perfect.
then, yeah.
Yep,
Perfect.
that's how you come through. Perfect.
Yeah, we'll get this figured out. Because some people are able to join and then some are having issues, but apologize, but that will definitely that should work. So I'll go ahead and get you added to the group, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, William.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Have
you.
a great weekend.
You too.
You guys, bye-bye.
Manish, did you need me to stay on?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, are we
Hold on one
able
sec.
to?
I think once everyone logs off, maybe we can stay on for a few minutes, decide what the plan is for next week.
Yeah, hold on just a sec. Taking care of that. One
Maybe
sec.
Paulina. Giselle dated.
You want me to stop, hit the stop record, right? Hold on.
Yeah, please.
Where is it? Where'd it go? Where's my recording? Oh, here we go. Haha. Go on, stop.